Great game, great effort. Really proud of our guys. Happy for them to get the monkey off their back of the streak of losses against a phenomenal program. It's been well built and sustained over several years. Happy to be a part of what the Aztecs have in place now, but happy to be head coach of the Rebels. So it's going to be fun going forward to continue to battle with those guys. It's an incredible relief when you win, but it's not as exciting as you would want it to be because you got to move on to the next game, you know. But I'll savor this one for the evening, and we'll start getting ready for the next game shortly. I just want to say I think that the guys can be so much better. Our guys can. They just got to. There's so much they can learn still, and they're buying in even more and more. But the energy and effort, again, was there tonight, but for a longer period of time. I thought the focus was better, and I thought they were a little more disciplined with the scouting report. If we could just make incremental steps, I think that we'll get ourselves in a position to, you know, keep winning games. But you just got to take them one at a time and see where this thing unfolds. Questions?
San Diego State cut it to 2 points, you know, with under 4 minutes left to play, I think. What did you think was the difference in you guys, you know, stretching that lead out from that point and really closing the door?
Well, I didn't think we had great shot selection, which led to runouts for them. And I thought that, you know, Montana, I mean, did he make 2 threes in that stretch? 2 or 3? I think Pope hit a 3 in that stretch. So the 3 ball, and it wasn't horrible defense. It was just maybe not as efficient offense as we could have had, I think, for a couple of those possessions. But rebounding was our Achilles heel tonight, and we did a better job in the second half. I think we out-rebounded them by 1, perhaps, in the second half, but they were kicking our tails. They still had 18 offensive rebounds, and they're long and athletic, and they go with a purpose, and they use it as a second offense, which is something that, you know, we need to learn from because we can do that as well.
No, I mean, what was the difference in you guys stretching it out from that point and closing the
I'm sorry,
stretch?
I answered his question. That I was reading your mind. He asked another question in his mind. So you can go ahead and just take that now. You don't have to answer it. So what was the difference for us that we did to stretch it out? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I think they locked in. They did manage the ball better down the stretch. There were a couple possessions where I was like, okay, why are you shooting it right now, this early in the shot clock? But we've always been told to attack, and you know, I've always taught them to attack. So we've got to learn to switch gears a little bit. But we made shots, we made free throws, we executed, and we were connected. That was what I liked. I felt like they weren't on an island. You know, we played for each other. How about that, conceptually? So it's a lesson we got to get them to understand has to happen every possession. We showed them NBA clips of, you know, teams, you know, passing the ball and making an extra pass and bouncing for others. And we showed them our practice yesterday where they had a stretch in practice. They were really good offensively. And I think that helped. Coach Brown chose to show that before shoot-around today. So hopefully that carried over a little bit.
How well did you think Brandon handled their post-double?
I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he did a really good job at recognizing it. I think there was only one time maybe he didn't do the decision was a little suspect, but I think every other time I thought he got it out. And then the other guys got it reversed, and we got wide open shots out of it, which, you know, it's a gamble, right? Anytime you double, there should be, if you get it out and get it reversed, you should be able to go 2-1 on the weak side. And some of those we got to the weak side, and then it came back to the other side even. So sharing that ball was really critical for us tonight. How many assists did we end up with? 18. Our goal is 20, so we were right there. And that was partly responsible to guys playing unselfish basketball, playing for others.
Speaking of Brandon, Marv, how important is this kind of performance for him after his recent struggles?
Well, you know, when a kid gets, what did he get, 10 and 9 one of those games, and he got, you know, and that's a struggle. That would have been my two personal highs. So, I mean, you know, I think you got to recognize, Mark, that in conference, everybody's knows everybody. And they're going to try to take things away from us that are strengths, and Brandon is one of our strengths. So they're going to sag, double, triple. They're going to do whatever they can do to try to take him out of it. That's why you have to have other guys playing well, and your decision-making has to be unselfish. And I thought he was very unselfish, and he still scored 21 being unselfish, you know. We got to get him rebounding a little bit better because he's a double-double every night. He's just got to go every time. And he went a lot tonight, but they're long, man. They got their hands on a lot of balls that most teams wouldn't.
Coach, did you feel like the ball movement, particularly moving without the basketball, was one of your better efforts tonight?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I would agree with you. I felt like I still feel like it can be so much better, you know. But we did share it. We did play connected, and I thought that the rhythm and the tempo. We like to use those terms from we steal from the musical, you know, genre. But our rhythm and our tempo was good. It's basketball's got a musical feel to it when it's played the right way. And I thought today was a good song. I don't know if it was one of the olden goldies or whatever, but you know, a Billboard Top 40 or something. But it definitely started to climb the charts a little bit. I love my analogies, by the way. I don't know if you guys like them, but I got it. I'm gonna go back and listen to this just so you can just smile. I'm gonna watch it in bed on my phone. That was a good one. All right.
Coach Juicin was extremely efficient today, especially seemed to be running the baseline a lot more today. Was that something you guys saw in scouting and put into the game plan, or did he just take it upon himself and found an opening?
No, we talked about it. We talked about how they defend you, and those are the looks that'll sometimes be available, working behind them a little bit. You know, there's a lot of openings when a team traps, and so we got a lot of good interior passing tonight, from the guards to the bigs, and the bigs to the bigs too. So, and I think that they executed, and we showed them that these may be there, and they were.
Last game against Fresno State was the first time this season that Beck, Mbake, and the Juice were on the floor at the same time.
Right.
This game, you put them back on the floor. They play with great rhythm and chemistry. Will we be seeing this matchup more often? Well,
it was successful, so I think so. It's a very good question. An observation. I commend you for seeing that, because we recognized it and we wanted to shake some things up, and that's why we started back tonight. And it gave us some additional size. It also we felt like the matchups were a little bit better going that way, and so, you know, hopefully that combination could continue to flourish for us as they grow together. I mean, and they're all coming back too. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's finish this year. But
Coach, you know the San Diego State program as well as anybody, and you know their legacy with defense. I mean, not just a top defensive team in the conference, but in the country.
Yeah.
A few years. What do you think is going on with them? I mean, obviously you guys played very well on offense tonight, but you know, how much do they miss a guy like Dakari Allen? How much do they miss a shot blocker? Neither of which they have this season.
Well, I do think they have. They used to have they've always had like kind of a true rim protector type guy with Skyler and those guys, you know, and I think that's, you know, a little bit a part of their woes, but they've also, they're in transition right now with Dutch at the helm and Justin and those guys. They're finding their way from if you're going to play this way offensively, then it's going to affect other things. We changed our turnover goal when we decided that we were going to really run this year. I thought we were going to be at 12 and under. Well, that's like tops in the nation for teams that are scoring what we're scoring. So we adjusted it to 14. How many do we have tonight? What did we end up with? We ended up with 12. So that's obviously a great goal for us, you know. But I guess my point is, you have with transition, even though Dutch was there, moving over and sitting in that head seat, you know, he's going to learn and get even better. And he's going to grow that thing and launch it back to the national promises that they had. But, you know, he's got a lot of new faces, got a lot of youth, and I'm not making excuses. That's just the truth. I mean, we got 9 new guys, and we have our growing pains as well. So I think that at the end of the day, they're going to get there, but they're just trying to find that balance right now.
You've already mentioned tempo, but can you just elaborate on how crucial it was for you guys to control the tempo, to take advantage of San Diego State's defense when you could?
Well, I thought we needed to kind of be aggressive and attack when we could because they're so good, and I think the way that they play you offensively, defensively, they go under the ball screens tonight. They did, and they create hard angles for you to go one-on-one. So if you don't play with some kind of rhythm against them and move bodies, you got to move the ball, you got to move their bodies, and you got to get that ball sided a few times. And that's not our typical deal. We'll go down and try to just jam it down your throat sometimes. You can't do that against them.
Brandon, Marvin said he wanted you guys to treat this like a big game, and he wanted you to come out with that approach. Did you guys feel like you had more energy or intensity for this opponent? Did you feel like it was a big game?
I feel like we just approached it like any other game. Today we just had we just know we needed to buckle down because we know the San Diego State's a good team, but it's just another game.
Shakir, just what does a win like this mean? Do you feel like you fed off the performance of Fresno State, and what can this mean going forward?
This win was tremendous, not only for like us, for like the program and the fans that came out and supported us today. Going forward, it's just going to build our confidence, knowing that that we beat a great team tonight. So that means we could go out and compete with anybody any given night.
Brandon, you and Mbaki not really been sharing the time. He's been spelling you quite a bit to have a performance like this.
What?
Mbaki.
I can't hear you.
Mbaki.
Yeah, I know about Mbaki. What did you say? I didn't hear.
I mean, he's been spelling you for quite a bit, but tonight you really took over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, what does this performance mean for you? Because it looked like the kind of performances you were having really early in the season. What is it as far going forward? What does it mean for you?
I'm not trying to be all, but I've done this before. I've been on the stage like this before. It's nothing new. I'm just staying in the gym. We was going through a couple speed bumps in the middle of the season, but, like I said, we just been staying in the gym every day, all day.
Brandon, do you feel like defensively this is 2 good games in a row that you guys have played, that you guys are starting to turn a corner on defense?
We are what?
Turning a corner on defense?
Just turning the corner as a team, just trying to get better every day on and off the court, just working hard every day.
Shakur, what do you think of Nunu's crossover 3?
I didn't know he fell until I turned around. I seen a dude on the floor, and then I seen Nunu shoot the ball, and like that's my road dog, that's my man. So I always tell him this just because he's a great shooter. Stats don't tell you how good of a shooter people are, but when he crossed him over and I knew he spotted up, I just knew it was in. And that's a rhythm shot, and that's his shot. So,
has he done that to anybody in practice?
Crossed somebody, but not made him fall. But yeah.
I'm really a 3-point specialist. Coach just don't let me shoot. I'm just saying.
The game was tied at the half. What could you attribute that to? Good defense or good offense on both teams?
Pretty much both. We came out with fire through the first punch, and I applaud them. They didn't back down. They didn't just go into a corner and start arguing with each other. They stayed a team. They stayed as one, and they made some good plays. We made some good plays, and the first half was exciting, and you could tell because it was tied at the half. So.
By the way, I like that slam dunk that you had in the first half. That was really nice.
Thank you.
One day after Jordan's birthday, you guys secured your first home conference win. Can you talk about what it does for this arena when you guys are playing well and you guys are winning games? What does it do for you guys as Psyche?
Just bring more people in. more wins, more fans, more support. It's not just about us, and there's so many people in Vegas that probably haven't came to a game this year. Being beaten like probably a rival team, and they hearing that, make them want to buy tickets and come and cheer and support us, and that's a great feeling for not us, but just the program itself.
And Brandon, can you talk about the times of your specific runs? It seemed like you kind of got it going to come out and start the game and to start the second half early. Can you talk about, did you see something in their defense, or was that just a coaching game plan for you to kind of set the tone early?
Coach Means is a really good coach, and he just knows everybody's body. He feels like, I come out early, then get a little rest and come in and be able to play longer. So I'm just trusting the process and just trusting what Coach Means has been doing with us and stuff. So hopefully it keep working.
You guys got an early lead. They came back. They tie it up at halftime. Typically, lately in the second half, you've had letdowns later in the game, especially towards the end. Today, that didn't happen. What was said at halftime that kept you guys that focused? And when they got close in the second half during the timeouts, what did you guys make sure that you did so it didn't happen again?
It was, Coach, you can't really practice that, but Coach try to, in practice, we do winning time, last 3 minutes of the game. And I feel like we're starting to really, even with our losses that we've been having some really good practices where we've been learning something. Everyone's really been in tune with the coach and everything, and, it just didn't play out in the game. But I feel like just the way we've been practicing, is starting, because we're respecting the game's starting to give back.
Shakur, I know you guys haven't been here for the entire length of it, but it's been a long time since UNLV has beaten this team, 11 in a row, 4 years almost. Is that something that came up from the coaching staff in preparation for this game, and does that mean anything to you guys to snap that streak?
Yeah, we heard about the 11-0 win, and as young people, that excites us, to turn the tables and just get a win, especially on our home floor. It was definitely brought up, but I don't think we really just thought about that and only play hard because of that. We play hard for each other. We play hard for us, the coaches, and a rivalry is, when I was in junior college, my coach said everyone's our rival. So we play every game like someone's trying to beat us. So.
This question is for Juice and McCoy. I could say I could credit your losses from the games that I've seen to you guys not finishing. This game, you guys were definitely finishing, rebounding the ball, being very aggressive on the ball. What changed, or what happened in your practices, in talking to your coach? What happened from last game to from Fresno, which was also a close loss? What happened?
Good question.
Me and Brandon is always in the gym, so, if we have a bad game, it's not because we're not in the gym. It's not because we're not working on our craft. It's just the ball may not bounce the way we want it to. But the days it does, is going to be in abundance, and we work great together, so that's the reason why.
I see both of you guys have a great chemistry working with each other. By the way, I also like that alley-oop from Johnson earlier in the game.
Shakur, my man, he pushed. He a great player, and he pushed me to a whole nother level because he really competes on both ends, and it made me want to go harder.
Anything else for these guys? Brian?
Y'all need to ask us. Y'all need to call us in here more. All these questions y'all got. This is my first time here since pro season.
How big did you guys think it was that Kel wasn't out there for San Diego State? Did you feel like that hurt their rhythm a little bit on both ends?
No.
He's a good player. On the scout, we saw that he operates the offense well, but it don't really. I'm not saying it don't make a difference, but if he was out there, would he still stuck to the game plan? Would he still defend it? And no one player can dictate the outcome of the game. So